So, hi Shay. You're probably not even going to watch this because I know you're very busy and I appreciate that. Um, what's there to say? I'm obviously replying to the video you said where you don't believe in God, and that's your right to, just as it's your right to be a practicing Mormon. I am making this video as a response, like I said, as a Christian. Not a particular denomination. I don't need to be a particular denomination. Protestant, Anglican, Presbyterian, Methodist, Baptist, Catholic, all sorts of mixed up varieties, flavours of Christianity. So I'm in England, I'm English, and I'm doing a theology degree at a university. So yeah, that's something. But I'm also a practicing Christian, and I just want to say straight off that you are a great, huge inspiration to me as a man and hopefully, God willing, potential father. Just you are a brilliant example, and I want to thank you for doing the videos, for doing your skits, for all sorts of things that you do as your life. It's a really big inspiration to everyone, not just me. I mean, the first video I ever saw of you was your Father's Day video back in 2000 and whatever. The one where you put Princess Todd in a drawer. And I remember the first thing that I thought after watching that video was, I hope one day I'm as good a father as he is. And I've been watching your videos ever since, as I have to admit, not all of them ever since, and I haven't backtracked and watched all of the previous ones, I apologise. But you're a really big inspiration. Anytime that people ask, who are your inspirations in life? I have a list of 3 or 4 people that you want to be, men you emulate. The first one, of course, is Jesus as a Christian. Not as a Christian. I just think that Jesus was such a fantastic person that I don't know why I wouldn't want to emulate him as much as possible. Next to him would be my RE teacher, who was the inspiration to do the degree that I'm doing. And I don't know, he was a fantastic guy as well. Really good Christian and a really good man. Then there is Albus Dumbledore from the Harry Potter movies, which I am a large fan of, who's a good man also. Not in the same way that Christ was, and not in the same way that Christianity often teaches, but not necessarily in the same way that Christ was. He was a good man despite his flaws, whereas Christ was a good man because he had none. He was a good man God because he had none. And also up there is you. Now that's not in chronological order or order of most importance or whatever. That's interchangeable depending on my mood. But you are a real inspiration to people, and I just want to thank you for that. And I'm trying my best not to make this a really, really long video, because in the off chance that you do watch it, I don't want you to get really bored, and I'm sorry. But I just wanted to thank you, and thank your family for being such an inspiration. Especially to me, because I aren't a Mormon. I really aren't, and I have a few disagreements with what the Mormon faith teaches and the origins of it. I mean, you made a point about why would a 14-year-old boy make up these things? The way I've done it, and as a theology student, I'm actually doing a fair amount of reading on the Mormon faith because you have interested me on the subject. From the reading I've done, it does seem an awful lot like it was made up after the fact, at least to me. I mean, I'm not going to have a go or anything, but that's what it seems like to me. And there's also a fair amount of other things that just don't seem right scripturally. I mean, I remember you saying all rivers lead to the ocean. I mean, that's not scripture. John 14 verse 6, I think it is. I am the way, the truth, the life. There is no other way to the Father except through me. Jesus said that, not me. Yeah. But no, there's other stuff as well that's against the Mormon faith, but I'm not making this video to downbeat your beliefs. I'm making this video to basically enter the discussion, if there is one. I believe in God, and thanks to you, I am a much better Christian than I ever have been. I am a constant churchgoer since I came to university, the end of September, beginning of October last year. So about 3 months, 4 months after you made your pledge to be a better Mormon person. I also made a pledge whilst I was at university to become a better Christian, and have made leaps and bounds in that. I read scripture regularly, and not just for my degree. I pray regularly. I attend church every week if I can, and I'm not making this point either just to boast about that sort of thing, because I shouldn't and I don't. Anything I do in that regard, I do through God's love and power. But I don't know. I feel much better. Like you said, a better sense of fulfillment. And I'm doing street preaching as well. That's something I'd like to mention, actually. As much as I disagree with the Mormon faith, there's parts where it's like, I really, really agree with that. Like the concept of mission. I mean, maybe not for all 19-year-old Christians, but for anyone that feels the push from God to preach and to mission out into the world, that should be a thing where they should have the opportunity to attend a course sort of thing to go out and do that. And that would be brilliant. I'd attend straight away, as well as a Mormon family unit stereotype. It's brilliant and very, very heartwarming. And I mean, I love my family to pieces, and they love me, and my parents are obscenely generous to me. And I just would very much like, and I'm hoping to develop with them, the kind of relationship that you have with your pet family. And it's really inspirational, like I say. But I just want to talk to you for the last, I'm hoping less than 2 minutes, because I don't want to make this over 10 minutes, because I don't think you'd watch that much. But I believe God exists, and I know God exists. I have felt him speak to me at least twice. One point where I prayed if he was there with us in the room. It was a prayer meet when I was at youth group, and I know Christians praying with Christians are bound to get Christian results, but I prayed to know if he was here, and he replied to me, I am here. So my faith in that has never been shaken, at least since. Pardon me. And other than that, at the beginning of the year, January, I felt a message from him saying, get involved with church, with Christian things, street preaching, like I say, small group, house group, read scripture more, all those sorts of things. And I just feel like I've become a better person through them. So at the end, I don't know what the point of this message was to say, really. Just thank you for being who you are and inspiring me to be a better person than I am. And thank you for living a religious life, a good religious life, in the eyes of the public, because we need it. Due to it's a thing my mother always said. The nut jobs shout the loudest. And I think she might have been talking about me, but I think that's a fair comment on the whole religious extremist view, the Westboro Baptist Church, and even Al Qaeda and other ones. But yeah, thank you very much for being who you are, and I hope to keep watching until you finish making these videos, and I wish you the best of luck in your millions. So thank you.